play the game, know your options. Don't try to photocopy when you out here being saucy. It's getting too spicy. Have a coffee. Don't be wrapped up in your feelings and be careful when you flash it. And when you play the game, man, you better know your options. Don't try to photocopy when you out here being saucy. Too spicy, I ain't even had my coffee. I'm a early in the morning, time to get it in. Time to show you what I've been doing. They saying fools rush in, but I'm coming with a passion. I'm trying to get to know you while you're thinking that I'm asking. I like to get it poppin' cause my sound is supersonic. I done came so far and it's early in the morning. I just woke up out my sleep. Do some
greetings, ladies and gentlemen.
Just another day
in the Golden State.
Ain't no tossing and turning or time for insomnia.
I know the best way to make it is to cut the drama. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Raven, Andy. If I wanna make it to the top, I gotta study clues.
Or I can sit back and just watch the news.
Hey, yes, I'm on my back up until Wednesday, really Thursday.
Don't try to photocopy, you can never top me.
I was born to be a winner, you can never stop me. And when you play the game, man, you better know. Good morning, everyone. Happy Monday.
It's getting too spicy, I ain't even had my coffee. Don't be wrapped up in your feelings and be careful when you flash it. And when you play the game, man, you better know your options. Don't try to photocopy when you out here
being saucy.
It's getting too spicy,
I ain't even had my coffee.
I just put my watch on, you know what time it is. I'm chasing my purpose in this music business.
Let's get it in, I'm so focused on my mission. There's no competition, there's no excuses for opposition.
One thing's for certain, I'm motivated to be in the kitchen.
I gotta listen if I wanna make a difference. Cause what I'm doing can be lost in an instant. Now I'm making a living, so why the heck are they tripping? Is it because I'm the one that they see in their visions? I got a million different ways I could hit with precision. I know I'm gifted cause the way that I speak causes change. And even though it's hard, I stayed in my lane. You got to stay in your lane, ladies and gentlemen, you really do. I was born to be a winner, you can never stop me. Don't try to photocopy, you could never top me. I was born to be a winner, you could never stop me. And when you play the game, man, you better know your options. Don't try to photocopy when you out here being saucy. It's getting too spicy, I ain't even had my coffee. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, it is so time. Happy Monday, good morning, April. Nice to see you. Said he said, I see you. Alright, all of you. Listen, you could have been anywhere, but you chose to be here. Good morning. Alright, aren't you in a good mood today? Today's Monday, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go. Let's go, ladies and gentlemen. We don't got all day to do this. We really don't. Gregory. No, I can't do the battles. Ladies and gentlemen, I don't do battles on TikTok.
It's deja vu when I'm out here flying first class. It's like every week I gotta take out the trash. I'm on top of my game, head of the class.
You can tell that I made it. Look at my grass. Cars in the garage, tanks full of gas.
I play the game super hard, I won't finish last.
Sitting in my living room screaming how we made it. This is how it's supposed to happen when you're rich and famous. That algorithm turned me to a maniac. I guess we going viral cause my zodiac.
I got all these numbers on my spreadsheet.
Benjamin Franklin is my bestie. Ooh. That Benjamin Franklin was something else, wasn't it? I say it with my chest cause I mean it. Got a lot of confidence and I'm conceited. Here it goes.
I'll tell you what, I'm going to Zeus's live.
Here it goes.
Yes. It was radical.
Very radical.
It was horrible. I'm like, Zeus has gone way off.
Oh, cut it out, conservative Lynn. Zeus has gone way off the rails.
It's like deja vu.
Silence.
It's like deja vu.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to go ahead and tell the DJ to kill the music. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the show. I am your host. I am your pilot, and we are once again back in the Thunderdome. All right, well, buckle up because we're about to get started. All right, for those of you who do not know who I am, I go by the name of Cindy. Now you want to call Zeus Diddy. Cindy, Oh my gosh. I won't even give it to you right now. I'll give it to you in a bit. But you just stay right there, Cindy, and don't type another word, all right? For those of you who do not know who I am, I go by the name Zeus, or some like to say Triple H. And why do they call me Triple H, ladies and gentlemen? Well, it's quite simple. The first H stands for honest. I am the most honest person on social media. There's nobody more honest than me, all right? I promise to tell you nothing but the truth, so help me God. And I'll put my hand right there. Good greetings attacking. I'll put my hand on a Trump Bible and say that. I have no problems. All right. Second H, ladies and gentlemen, is because I'm humble. And actually, I thought about this over the weekend. I said, there's nobody more humble than me. And it's true. Listen, if I get it wrong, I will be the first to apologize. Because, see, I know there's no such thing as a perfect human being on this planet. But, you know, I come real close, right? But I am really the most honest. If I get it wrong, I will apologize. All right? It just turns out I haven't been wrong lately, all right? I mean, people have said things and, you know, listen, if your feelings are hurt, that doesn't mean I owe you an apology, by the way. All right? And then the last and the final H, ladies and gentlemen, is because I am and will always remain, what? The most handsome. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, we are still on my backup account. Hopefully, I will get my main account back really Wednesday morning, but it'll be too late for the show, so I'll still do my show on this account on Wednesday. But Thursday, I'll be back on my main account, all right? All right? And so with that being said, let's get started in making sure you all understand what we are doing. For those of you who don't know, what we do over here on this side of TikTok is very special on this side of town. We hold our friends on the right, especially their cult leader, Donald J. Trump, accountable for their dirty, disgusting, filthy deeds as well as their crimes. And believe you me, there's a lot of dirty, disgusting, filthy deeds. All right. This is also the home of MAGA or not. All right. That's a special part of the morning show where we actually dive into real life events and we allow you in the audience to determine whether or not these real life events involve MAGA or not. All right. And I got a special story today. All right. And so listen up, Trump supporters, you seditionists, treasonist, traitors, and all of you are, and it's non-negotiable, it's non-debatable. Every Trump supporter is a treasonous traitor, period, dot. If you don't like this live, right, because, you know, it's too uncomfortable for you, right? I tell people all the time, if you're lactose intolerant, you don't want to be here. Lactose intolerant means you're allergic to the facts, all right? It means, and my good friend, Brother Swervin, taught me that, right? If you are allergic to the facts, you might want to leave this live and go on about your miserable morning and go hang out with those fake TikTok hosts, those fake TikTok lawyers. You know who they are, the snuggles out there, right? The struggle bubbles.
Struggle bubbles.
You know these guys?
Struggle pancakes. Struggle honey buns.
Yeah.
Struggle in the way.
This guy.
Yeah. He's a struggler.
Yeah, you go hang out with Snuggles. Because he's a liar. And I know every single Trump supporter on this app graduated from Snuggles University. And get this MAGA. Good morning, Miss Boss Diva. And get this MAGA. Get this. You didn't know this, but come a little close to Zeus real quick. Make sure you go tell Snuggles I told you this. And he doesn't like it when I tell you this. But listen, Snuggles got his degree from Trump University. And that was after he donated to the charity, right? And then he brought the Trump waters and he bought the gold shoes. You all are a bunch of fools out there supporting this guy. All right, and so listen, I don't allow Trump supporters to be victims around me. Absolutely not. Because look at all the harm you've caused this country. They say, well, what's the harm, Zeus? Well, I said, you know what? The gloves are off with MAGA, right? Why are the gloves off, ladies and gentlemen? Well, first of all, when you started that nasty conspiracy about Barack Hussein, you remember Barack Hussein Obama, the best president, one of the best presidents of our lifetime, him and Joe Biden, really. That nasty birther conspiracy you started about Barack Hussein Obama. That's when the gloves came off, right, Ange? And you want to know when the jar was opened? The jar was open, ladies and gentlemen, when you decided to storm the United States Capitol on January 6th. After that, right, Shay? After that, Shay, the gloves have been off MAGA, and ever since then, you've been crying.
Everyone knows and I wouldn't have said this 3 weeks ago. I wouldn't have said it. I was actually very kind to him. I was very kind to him, but now we can't be kind anymore because the gloves are off. The jar has been opened.
The gloves are off and the jar has been open. So listen up, Mac. If you don't want to hear the truth, leave this live and go on about your miserable lives, all right? Because I know you won't be able to handle it, all right? I know you won't. But get this, you don't got to take my word for it. Listen to your leader.
If you're not happy here, then you can leave. As far as I'm concerned, if you hate our country, If you're not happy here, you can leave. If you're not happy in the U.S., if you're complaining all the time,
Thank you, Misty.
very simply,
for the
you can
subscription.
leave. You can leave right now. Come back if you want. Don't come back. It's okay too. But if you're not happy, you can leave.
If you are not happy in the United States of America, leave. I am getting so irritated, and I don't like to get irritated, but I'm really getting irritated with folks who are supposed to be Americans, right? That don't even understand how the United States government works. These are some of the most ridiculous individuals I've ever ran across. If you don't like how the United States government works, right? You don't want to participate in the elections. You don't want to go out there and actually try to do anything like pass legislation to actually get your whatever it is you feel is the issue addressed and actually remedied, because you share the country with millions of other people, right? You do get this. It's not just about you, right? You do understand that's how this works. You understand there's local, there's state, and then there's federal, right? When we're talking about government and all of these little grievances that you are sitting at home mumbling and grumbling about. You're not doing anything but sitting on your couch. This is what they do. Sit on their couch, listen to Fox News, drink Diet Coke, eat McDonald's, and then they go, you know what? I'm ready to start a civil war. No, you're not. Sit your special behinds down and listen to this special broadcast, because you have zero clues about what you're talking about. Good morning, Jess. All right, so ladies and gentlemen, let's kick this show off. And you know what I'm here to do. You know what I'm here to do, to bring the heavy hammer of truth. Let's kick this show off, all right? First, I want to make sure we all understand what's happening today. One, we all know that there is an eclipse in a few hours, right? There's an eclipse in a few hours, right, ladies and gentlemen? But, dun, 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 guess what? We're get this, we're 7 days away from Donald Trump having to sit his special behind down in the state of New York for his first criminal trial. This is the first time for this country, all right? Never in American history has a former president of these United States had to be held accountable for crimes they committed, but it's happening in 7 more days. Thank you, woman. Vote blue. Thank you so much. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, let's go ahead and start this show. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, I, Zeus, Triple H, all right, am saying this to the real patriots out there, the real Democrats out there, the real independents, and the real Republicans, all right? As we gather here today, I want to address a momentous event that looms on the horizon, one that carries significant political and legal implications. In just 7 days, our former president, defendant Donald Trump, will face his first criminal trial in the state of New York. This trial, presided over by Manhattan District Attorney, being prosecuted by Manhattan District Attorney Alvin Bragg, marks a historic moment, one that demands our attention and reflection. But before we delve into the details, let us also take a moment to consider the celestial dance that unfolds above us as the sun, ladies and gentlemen, moon, earth align, casting a shadow upon one another. We'll witness an eclipse, a powerful symbol of change, transformation, and hidden truths. Much like this eclipse, the trial of Donald Trump reveals hidden facets of our democracy, shedding light on matters that have long remained obscured. In lights, all right? And these are the charges. For those of you who are still wondering what this New York case is all about, I will continue to beat this drum. I'm not going to let these fake TikTok hosts distract us. This is not about Michael Cohen. This is not about Stormy Daniels. This is about Donald Trump falsifying business records. That's it. Ladies and gentlemen, can we all put it in the chat so MAGA can understand this? What is this trial about? Can we ask? I want to make sure MAGA understands this. Is this trial about Stormy Daniels? Is this about Stormy Daniels, ladies and gentlemen? I want to make sure all of these liars on TikTok understand what this is about. It's not about Stormy Daniels. No. Is it about Michael Cohen? Is it about Michael Cohen, ladies and gentlemen? Oh, okay, okay. No. Is it about Donald Trump falsifying business records though? Is it about Donald Trump falsifying business records? Notice I'm saying falsifying business records. Ladies and gentlemen, this trial is about the former president falsifying business records. Snuggles, J Bear, all right, all you Trump reporters out there, say it with me. Clickbait, who's changed his name to O Daddy, and by the way, he changed his name to O Daddy because that's the thing he likes Trump to say to him when Donald Trump is spooning him late at night. You know what he says, right? This is how these Trump supporters are, ladies and gentlemen. These folks think like this.
Just keep thinking Trump, Trump, Trump. Trump is your daddy.
That's MAGA for you, right? It's about Donald Trump falsifying business records, all right? The indictment against former president alleges that he engaged in a hush money scheme, a clandestine effort to conceal an alleged affair before the 2016 election. Specifically, Trump is being accused of falsifying business records in connection with the scheme. And guess what? The stakes are high and the outcome of this trial will be reverberated far beyond the courtroom. Now, this is what the MAGA demon is out there saying. Well, doesn't he have presidential immunity? Well, MAGA, I got some bad news. There's no presidential immunity, all right? See, some have argued that Trump should be shielded, cloaked in it. Presidential immunity. But listen, Judge Merchan has ruled otherwise. The trial will proceed and justice will take its course. Our Constitution does not grant immunity to any individual regardless of their past offenses, right? The scales of justice remain impartial, blind to titles and affiliation. Listen, justice doesn't care who you are. Not in these United States. Justice doesn't care who you are. No one is above the law. So what lies ahead? Let me start with that. As we approach this pivotal moment, let us remember our nation's strength lies in its institutions, the very institutions that now scrutinize the actions of the former Commander-in-Chief. We must all come together and trust in this process. You know, that's what they say, you know, when black folks get pulled over by the cops and then, you know, they get abused and harassed. You know what they like to say? Oh, trust in the process, just comply. Well, MAGA, your cult leader needs to comply just like that too, all right? For it is through these trials that we will reaffirm the principles on which our democracy stands, all right? So, ladies and gentlemen, in conclusion, in the coming days as the trial unfolds, let us keep our eyes. You know how you're going to go and look at the eclipse? You know how you're going to look up and look at the eclipse? Also do the same thing with that courtroom, right? Let us keep our eyes on the courtroom, our hearts open to the truth, and our minds attuned to the lessons of history, right? The eclipse above reminds us of that shadow, all right? And it may pass the light of justice on to all. Ladies and gentlemen, join me in giving Donald Trump what he deserves this bright and early on an eclipse of a day, right? It's quite the eclipse, right? I know I'm going to make sure I check it out, but the whole time I check it out, I'm going to be thinking to myself, this is what justice looks like. Join me in giving Donald Trump and his supporters what they deserve. A round of boos and shame. That's what you deserve, MAGA.
You MAGA demon!
Silence you MAGA demons. Listen, I know you're out there getting triggered, but listen, I'm not going to sit here and get on TikTok and lie to you Trump supporters about how serious this is, you know? And that's the thing, right? When I talk to these Trump supporters, what really blows my mind is that they don't take this case serious yet. They don't take it serious. And I said, I wish you all would really take Alvin Bragg a little more serious, all right? Because what Alvin Bragg has to do definitely it is one for the history books, all right? It really is, all right? It really, really is, all right? Now, let's move on, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness. You know what? Let me see. What do we have here? Okay, here we go. Actually, did I want to do that? Let me see. Is that what I wanted to do? No, I want to do this one. All right. Donald Trump's $175 million bond, ladies and gentlemen. You know, you heard about this thing with Letitia James, right? You heard about it, right? Well, that bond, ladies and gentlemen, isn't really panning out the way that a lot of us were told it would, right? The little-known insurance company that recused Donald Trump by providing a last-minute $175 million bank fraud bond isn't just unlicensed in New York. It hasn't even been vetted by a voluntary state entity that would verify it meets minimum eligibility standards to provide financial stability. Wow. Why are we all not surprised Donald Trump is once again in bed with some shady, corrupt people? This is just ridiculous, right? Perhaps even more troubling, the legal document from Knight Specialty Insurance Company doesn't even actually promise it will pay the money if the former president loses his $464 million bank fraud case on appeal. Instead, it says Trump will pay, negating the whole time of insurance company guarantee. According to legal experts, ladies and gentlemen, quote, this is not common. The only reason this would be done is to limit the liability to the surety, all right, says an expert in how companies appeal enormous judgments. These 2 points noted here for the first time validate the New York Attorney General's concerns that Trump is once again trying to avoid a financial punishment that could be catastrophic to his riches and his reputation. Does anybody out there think Donald Trump is a rich and successful businessman still? By a show of hands. Does anybody still believe Donald Trump is a rich and successful businessman still? Does anyone believe that out there? All right, because nope. Look at the answers. No one believes this, MAGA, except you. Letitia James knew what was up as soon as she saw this. She said, "This is ridiculous." Quote, "I believe this paper isn't worth much, and there's more shenanigans behind it," said one former regulator who's intimately familiar with industry norms, but spoke on the condition of anonymity. After 3-month trial ended with a state judge concluding that Trump committed. Listen to what they said. They concluded that Donald Trump committed bank fraud for a decade by lying about his wealth and property values. The real estate tycoon and his top executives were ordered to pay $464 million. And it increases with interest every single day. All right? So, ladies and gentlemen, we know what the jig is now. The jig is up, right? Donald Trump is a liar. He doesn't have this money. He's not a successful businessman. If anything, he's a successful con artist, right? And at this point, no one in America believes him except for his cult, right? So, ladies and gentlemen, guess what we're going to do? Join me in giving Donald Trump and his cult, you know who they are, those who continue to support Donald Trump despite the evidence, those who like to wear their hats. I call them Trumpies. You know, they're called Trumpies, right? Because these are people who are loyal to Donald Trump. These are people that you will not be able to break their spirit or their might. Donald Trump could literally take their husbands, take their wives, take everything, and these folks would still love them, these Trumpies. Ladies and gentlemen, join me in giving Donald Trump and the Trumpies once again another round of booze and shame. He's a broke con artist. I don't care. These folks get mad at Zeus, ladies and gentlemen. They get mad at me because I get out here and I tell the truth. You know, if you believe that I'm lying and making anything up, please, by all means, please go research the information that I'm sharing. And then when I open up the box, I'll do that in about 30 minutes. Come in the box, bring a screenshot. All right, that's the rule. Bring the screenshot because feelings come and go, right? We all feel a certain way, but this information, no, that's serious business. That's non-debatable. Bring the facts or forever hold your peace. Listen, they don't like me. Now listen, ladies and gentlemen, Donald Trump, it has to be the most, Donald Trump has to be the worst person to ever invest in. He has to be. Because when he's ahead, he actually figures out a way to make sure he goes from being at the top to at the very, very bottom. And anybody who can't see this, something's wrong with you. Something's really wrong with you. Over this weekend, ladies and gentlemen, Donald Trump launched a new attack on who? E. Jean Carroll. And then he compared himself to Nelson Mandela? Hold on, we gotta hold off on the booze and the shame. Hold on, not yet. Hold on, not yet. All right, but this is serious stuff, MAGA. You keep giving him money to help fight these cases, and what does he do? He doubles and then he triples and he quadruples down so that the fees just keep growing. Obviously, he doesn't care. He doesn't care that it's costing him money, which really is costing you money, because guess what? He knows that whatever he does, you Trumpies are going to be there, ready to just wipe his little rear end, right? Good. Thank you, Yazzie, for the subscription. Thank you, Yazzie. Saturday afternoon, just hours before he was set to appear at his little fundraiser, he lashed out at 3 New York judges in a 3-part furious rant about how he had been treated by the legal system. Along the way, he also attacked New York writer E. Jean Carroll once again, who has successfully sued him for defamation and was already awarded $91 million in damages over 2 trials. Obviously, he wants to pay E. Jean Carroll again. He doesn't get it, MAGA. He doesn't get it. It's his mouth. It's his platform that he's using that's costing him all of these problems. I bet you, MAGA, if you wanted to bet, Zeus, I don't even bet. If Donald Trump didn't have social media, he probably would have gotten reelected. He wouldn't have even gotten impeached. If he would have done his job as president instead of spend all of his time on social media, he probably would have gotten reelected, but he can't. He can't control himself because that MAGA demon is something that he himself can't control. Pushing the boundaries of a recent gag order put in place by Judge Juan Merchan, the former president, first took his Truth Social platform to rant about crooked Judge Juan Merchan is not allowing me to talk, is taking away my First Amendment rights. He's got me gagged. Because he doesn't want the facts behind the gag to come out, which is a complete lie. By all means, Donald Trump, if you have the evidence, I'm going to tell you like I tell your little cult members out here, just show the American people the evidence, right? How many corrupt, biased, crooked Joe Biden Protection Agency New York judges do I have to endure before somebody steps in? Which is, we all know, another one of his little threats. And it's not going to work. He then lashed out at Judge Lewis Kaplan, who oversaw the E. Jean Carroll trials and included her in his diatribe without using her name. This is what he says. I had New York federal judge Lewis Kaplan with a woman who I never knew and had nothing to do with until she sued me for defamation. She did not know what day, month, or year the supposed incident took place. She knew nothing. Kaplan, a Hillary friend, wouldn't even let my lawyers put on a proper case, made it 2 cases instead of 1, took away my American right to defend myself, and was a crazy bully as his wife and friends sat in the courthouse every day in their little roped off section and prodded him on in awe. This mysterious lady who said grape is sexy got $91 million. You know what, Donald Trump? Cry me a river, bro. Seriously. Is there a day you could actually hold yourself accountable? Is there a day Donald Trump can stop crying, ladies and gentlemen? He always likes to portray himself as the ultimate victim. So if you're always the victim, sir, why on earth do you think we would want you to be president of these United States? We need a strong person in there, right? We need a strong leader as our president. We don't need somebody who keeps crying about Joe Biden and Hillary Clinton and Barack Obama and the Democrats beating them up. And E. Jean Carroll, you're just a crybaby, Donald Trump. and you're not fit for office. Ladies and gentlemen, join me in giving this crybaby who's costing his supporters very dearly. He's costing them because he's taking everything that he can from them, what he deserves. Another round of boos and shame. I don't let you be victims around me, right, Tiffany? Many of you know it.
Silence! You never demon!
I don't allow Trump supporters to be victims around me, ladies and gentlemen, because I know what they do. They worship him. They worship the devil. Yeah, they're not Christians. They're fake Christians. They're the scribes and the Pharisees that you read about in the Bible if you're familiar with the Bible. These aren't patriots. These are fake patriots. Real patriots stood up when Britain was trying to actually, when England was trying to take over the United States during the actual time when the country was founded. Those are real patriots. What we got out here, ladies and gentlemen, we got seditionists, treasonous traitors. That's what this is about. All right, these are people who are living under a spirit of delusion. These are people with a perverse heart. All right, and speaking of that, let's play MAGA or not. I don't got much time, ladies and gentlemen. You ready to play MAGA or not? All right. Let's see what do we got here. You ready to play MAGA or not, ladies and gentlemen? Let's see. Do we have it here? Do I have MAGA or not, ladies and gentlemen? Uh-oh. Are we ready to play MAGA or not? The founders were not traitors. Absolutely not. Stop it. Oh, yeah. Here we go. Let's play MAGA or not, all right? You know the rules. Put a 1 in the chat if you think this is MAGA, and then put a 2 if you think it's other, all right? And I have to call these stories out because when these so-called Christians get on TikTok and they start trying to say stuff like the Democrats would never, it's the Democrats, we Christians wouldn't do this. You got to remind them, what planet are you on? What country do you live in? Because this is the stuff people who can actually read and comprehend the information that they're reading. This is the kind of stuff we see going on. This is why we openly and proudly reject the MAGA demon. All right. A Florida woman, 23, who posed online as a schoolgirl to do some nasty things with teenagers. Listen, I got to take that off the screen, ladies and gentlemen. Let's just put her mug shot up, all right? It's so disturbing and disgusting, I can't even read it. Who posed online as a schoolgirl to take advantage of young teenage boys appears shackled in court as she is hit with new charges after 4 more victims, aged 12 to 15, come forward. A Florida woman, 23, is accused of pretending to be now I said this is a Florida woman, all right? A Florida woman, 23 years old, is accused of pretending to be a 14-year-old in order to take advantage of teenage boys. Alyssa Ann Zinger of Tampa, Florida, allegedly pretended to be a homeschooled 14-year-old girl to prey on middle school teenagers and engage in them with nasty acts. The 23-year-old was arrested in November for engaging in more than 30 acts, which at least one student as young as 12 was from middle school. She was taken into custody over claims she posed as a homeschooled teenager in contact with victims using Snapchat before allegedly taking advantage of them. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm just going to stop there. Look at this MAGA demon. What are we going to rule? Is this MAGA or not? Please put a 1 in the chat if this is MAGA. Put a 2 if you think this is other. All right, let's just get this out of the way. You see this? 1. Y'all don't look at this. You see this MAGA? A majority of people on this show, we know your conduct. That's why we don't really even gotta talk to you to figure out what's going on up here. We know a MAGA demon when we see it. And this is sick stuff. Look at this. Look at this, ladies and gentlemen. This is some sick stuff. Homeschooling so you could take advantage of these young little boys out here. This lady is sick monster. She deserves to be at the bottom of the jail. If this is true, especially if this is true, people get the right to be proven innocent till proven guilty. But this is going on in Florida, and this definitely warrants attention. You know what I don't hear? I don't hear those Russian bears.
Hold on. You poke the bear, you're gonna get the bear.
Yeah, that's one of our good friends on the right, J Bear, who says she has a career. Listen, she's a Trump supporter. She's a MAGA demon. She says she has a decades of experience saving children. This is what these people say to Zeus on this app, and they say they're Christians. But not one time have they ever brought stories like this front and center. You know why? Because they're a bunch of liars. They don't protect children. They don't care about children. And I heard Donald Trump released a video this morning talking about where he stands on abortion. He doesn't care. All he cares about is getting votes and taking money. Ladies and gentlemen, join me in giving this MAGA demon right here. Look at her right here. Disgusting, evil, vile. And the rest of you MAGA folks in the cult with Donald Trump, what you deserve. Another round of boos and shame. Vile. They're vile individuals.
Silence, you MAGA demon.
Silence, you MAGA demon. Listen, I see there's some dissension in my comment section right now this morning. You must not have heard me at the top of the show, MAGA. You must not have heard me when I said it very clear.
If you're not happy here, then you can leave. As far as I'm concerned, if you hate our country, if you're not happy here, you can leave. If you're not happy in the U.S., if you're complaining all the time, very simply, you can leave. You can leave right now. Come back if you want. Don't come back. It's okay too. But if you're not happy, you can leave.
Right? I don't allow Trump supporters to be victims around me. Go ask anyone on this app that's ran into Zeus. Ask them, does Zeus allow you to be a victim around him? Are you a Trump supporter? Yeah, no, he doesn't. Why? Because he's heard every lie that they've came up with. He's heard every conspiracy theory they've tried to use, and I've debunked all of them. I've ran across your so-called great debaters. Debunked. These folks are defeated. At this point, ladies and gentlemen, it's about getting the truth out there to the American people about what's really going on. And what's really going on is Donald Trump is definitely a domestic terrorist, him and his supporters are, and they are definitely the most dangerous thing to our democracy right now. And we must make sure we are openly calling them out on all of their lies when we're given the opportunity, all right? Because this is what they want. They want you to sit down and say, well, maybe they'll figure it out. These folks don't care. They won't figure it out. They will continue to peddle this misinformation. They will continue to peddle this disinformation, which we all know is being sent from Vladimir Putin and the Kremlin. They have no problem doing. Listen, we got folks in Congress right now who are literally using Kremlin information from Putin, right? Attacking. They're taking information from Russia to try to justify impeaching a sitting United States president. Think about what that is. Never in American history have we taken information from our adversary and tried to use it and weaponize that information to attack a United States president. But this is what MAGA is doing right now because they don't care about our country anymore. All they care about is whether or not Donald Trump is happy, right? This is some sick stuff. Now let's move it along because we don't got much more time. The Justice Department is acting as if Ashli Babbitt caused January 6th deaths in a court filing. This is what they're saying. And so this is them trying to say, well, the DOJ, they don't want to play fair with us because guess what? They're trying to make the claim that Ashli Babbitt was somehow connected to these officers losing their life on January 6th. And I got something to say. She was. She shouldn't have been climbing through that window. She shouldn't have been trespassing. And you know what, MAGA? Ashli Babbitt wouldn't have been there if Donald Trump didn't do what he did that day, which is launched. He hosted an event, Stop the Steal, and he encouraged her to go to the United States Capitol. And Donald Trump actually promised Ashli Babbitt that he would be right there with her. But was he Ashli? No. He played you like a fiddle. He played all of you there like a fiddle. And get this, you all sit there in those jail cells, in those prison cells, and you sit there and you cry that you're hostages. You're not hostages. You're criminals. You're traitors. And that's where you belong. All right, you'll have your day in court to prove your innocence if you really are. But look at the way things are going. You haven't been able to prove you're innocent. The legal watchdog group suing the federal government for the wrongful unaliving of January 6 protester Ashli Babbitt has charged that the Biden administration is acting as if she caused others to lose their life related to the election riots at the Capitol. In a new court filing, Washington-based Judicial Watch said that the Justice Department has responded to its $30 million suit by attacking the 35-year-old Air Force veteran unalived by a U.S. Capitol police officer as she entered the House Speaker's lobby just feet from the House floor at the height of the riot on January 6th. Judicial Watch said, in trying to move the case from Babbitt's home in San Diego, California to Washington, D.C., Justice is trying to find a friendlier court and jury to tie her to the government's claim that 140 law enforcement officers were injured in the brawls and 3 later lost their lives from the involvement. In the 20-page filing, Judicial Watch said defendant's position to transfer the venue illustrates and underscores the prejudice and injustice that plaintiffs would face if the venue were transferred to the District of Columbia. Defendant mentions 80 Capitol police officers and 60 Metropolitan police officers that were injured and connects the deaths to these 3 officers to the events that day, thus connecting Ashli Babbitt to these folks' unaliving and injuries as if she caused them. Newsflash, she did contribute to these folks. She was there. She was literally breaking the law on behalf of Donald Trump. She was engaging in acts of violence and trespassing on behalf of Donald Trump. And this is why we're going to give Ashli Babbitt and everybody else who continues to support this lie that somehow she is the victim. If anything, she's the victim of Donald Trump. And if you say that, I'll say, you know what? I'll let that slide. But outside of that, absolutely not. Because I know this. I was having a conversation with my friends the other day. I know this. If Barack Obama would have lied to the American people and said that the election was rigged, and summoned BLM, right? Imagine he summoned BLM to the United States Capitol, just like Donald Trump did. Instead of it being stop the steal, we gonna call it what it was. Let's take over the country. It's the event, take our country back. And right, he gets BLM there. And guess who they had crawling through the window in this example? If it was George Floyd crawling through that window and George Floyd lost his life, I know all of you Trump supporters would sit there and say it was justified. So spare me your fake outrage. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, join me in giving Donald Trump and MAGA what they deserve. Another round of boos and shame. I know if George Floyd would have been doing that, MAGA, you would have said do it. And you probably would have even tried to bring the electric chair to Barack Obama that day if Obama would have done what your little cult leader's done. So stop acting like you're a bunch of... You grow up. Seriously. You folks claim you're over 21. Act like it. Act like it. Don't act like this stuff that I'm telling you is all of a sudden information you've never ran across. Remember, half of you like to believe you're more intelligent than me, right? So I'm not telling you anything you haven't already heard. See, this is why I do what I do, ladies and gentlemen. All right, ladies and gentlemen, listen, we only got a little bit of more time left, and I'm going to wrap it up by covering, I guess we should just go straight in it. We should just get straight into January 6th territory. Many of you know this is the bread and butter of the show, right? MAGA doesn't want you to know what happened on January 6th, but I'll continue to remind them what happened. Ladies and gentlemen, this is what happened. Donald Trump knew that he was going to lose the 2020 election, all right? Because guess what? We were dealing with a country that was on its knees as the result of a pandemic. All right. You remember the pandemic 4 years ago, you weren't going out and hanging out with your friends and partying. You know that one individual, you know who you are. You told me, I said, what were you doing 4 years ago? Oh, I was on vacation, Zeus. I was buying groceries. No, you weren't. You were fighting for toilet paper. You were wiping down your mail with sanitation wipes, perhaps, right? You were terrified. If you had kids, your kids were at home going to school. You weren't thriving at this point 4 years ago, MAGA, so stop the lies. Or as these young folks like to say, stop the cap. All right, Donald Trump saw this and the economy was tanking. And he said, I got to come up with a way to trick my supporters into believing that I'm actually the winner of this election. All right, so what did he do? He planted a seed in their heads.
It's a rigged election. It's the only way we're going to lose.
It's a rigged election. It's the only way we're going to lose. Thank you, Rick. That's the seed he planted in their minds, right? And so with that, ladies and gentlemen, let the games begin. And so all throughout the election, his supporters, they had it in their mind. The only way Trump's going to lose is if it's rigged. Because after all, look at the campaign sizes. He's campaigning in the pandemic. Even if it cost Herman Cain his life, he's still campaigning. That's clear evidence that he's actually doing better than Joe Biden, who's simply following the laws or following the rules of the pandemic, right? So what happens election night? Well, when election night occurs, Donald Trump sees the results like we all do. Joe Biden is the victor. He's declared to be the victor, right? Thank you, Mount Negro. So instead of coming out and conceding to Joe Biden, guess what this knucklehead does? He goes out and he puts a little water on that seed he planted in his supporters' mind.
We had such a big night. You just take a look at all of these states that we've won tonight, and then you take a look at the kind of margins that we've won them by. And all of a sudden, it's not like we're up 12 votes and we have 60% left. We won states, and all of a sudden, I said, what happened to the election? It's off. And we have all these announcers saying, what happened? And then they said, oh, because you know what happened? They knew they couldn't win. So they said, let's go to court. And did I predict this, Newt? Did I say this? I've been saying this from the day I heard they were going to send out tens of millions of ballots. I said exactly, because either they were going to win, or if they didn't win, they'll take us to court. So Florida was a tremendous victory.
Right? So he didn't concede. He just put a little water on that seed. But then he said, you know, I gotta turn these supporters of mine into my soldiers. Yeah, because I'm Jefferson Davis, and we're leading a civil war of sorts, and I need MAGA supporters to become my Confederate soldiers. So what did he do? He decided to put a little fertilizer on that seed.
76,000 votes with almost nothing left. And all of a sudden everything just stopped. This is a fraud on the American public. This is an embarrassment to our country. We were getting ready to win this election. Frankly, we did win this election.
And just like that, they went from being regular Trump supporters to being modern day Confederate soldiers for Donald Trump. How do you lose a game? And then with just words, you convince the people that you won. We saw that game over this weekend, right? We all saw Iowa, right? We all saw Iowa and UConn, right? And South Carolina, I mean. And guess what? What would have happened if at the end of that game, Caitlin Clark came out and just said, we were getting ready to win this game. You know what? Frankly, we won that game. That's not how it works. And you Trump supporters know it. But you're going to sit here and pretend like the rest of us are going to go along with that nonsense. Absolutely not. So now Donald Trump got his little Confederate soldiers amped up, ready to go commit crimes. And guess what he decides to do, ladies and gentlemen? Well, you know exactly what he does. He goes ahead and does what anybody in his position would do. Attention, MAGA. You are officially my Confederate soldiers. You belong to me. Sell all that you have. Send the money to me because I could use it. And bring yourselves to Washington, D.C. at an event I'm hosting. All right, it's called Stop the Steal. Be there. It's going to be wild. And you know they had no choice but to obey his orders. And so guess what his supporters decided to do? They jumped in the back of those U-Hauls. They put on those khaki pants. You know who they are, the Patriot Front, the Proud Boys, the Boogaloo Boys. And they all decided to meet up with their cult leader in Washington, D.C. All right? And when they got there, guess what else happened? Oh, they received some orders from guess who?
Everything. If we flood the Capitol building, flood all the government buildings, go inside. These are public buildings. We own them. We own these buildings. Do you understand that? We own the buildings and we pay all the people that work in the building. Finish with our meeting.
You hear Marjorie? She's telling you, you own the Capitol building, right? And so now you're there. You're ready to go to battle for Donald Trump. Donald Trump knows his soldiers are there at the ellipse, ladies and gentlemen. He knows they're at the ellipse. He's at the White House. Mike Pence, you know that thing we talked about, Mike Pence? I'm going to need you to do it today. These folks are ready for something, some real action, Pence. And I need you to come through. Mike Pence says, well, sir, listen, I've checked with my attorney, my team, and what you're asking me to do is to put you above the Constitution. And I just can't do that. That, you know what Trump says? Oh, see, that's your problem, Pence. You're a little too honest. I'll take care of this myself. That's what Donald Trump did. So he says, Pence, you go do whatever you want to do. I don't care. And he even called him the nasty P word. Remember, he called him the P word. He was so flustered. Tells his Secret Service, take me to go meet up with my troops at the ellipse. His Secret Service says, sir, those people, they have weapons. They have tear gas. All right. They have tactical gear. I don't think it's safe for you to go there. To which Donald Trump responds, I don't care if they got all of that. I know it's for Mike Pence. I know it's for all those folks in Congress, but it's not for me. So take me to be with my troops. This is what he did. In Secret Service, they had no choice, and they took him to go meet up with his troops. They took him to the ellipse, ladies and gentlemen, and we all saw it happen. We all saw it unfold, right? At the ellipse, Donald Trump encouraged his troops to engage in what? Heinous acts of violence.
Now it is up to Congress to confront this egregious assault on our democracy. And after this, we're going to walk down, and I'll be there with you. We're going to walk down. We're going to walk down anyone you want, but I think right here we're going to walk down to the Capitol. And we're going to cheer on our brave senators and congressmen and women. And we're probably not going to be cheering so much for some of them. Because you'll never take back our country with weakness. You have to show strength, and you have to be strong.
And that's exactly what his supporters did. They tried to show Donald Trump how strong they were. And they began to descend upon the United States Capitol with the goal of placing a dagger at the throat of our democracy. If they could have actually went further, they would have. There was an exchange that took place, though, as they were doing this. They ran across one of their own, Ray Epps. You know who Ray Epps is? I'm going to always bring Ray Epps up because it's a very serious issue with me. They accused Ray Epps of being part of the feds. They said, feds. I seen the footage myself. You can go fact check it and verify it. And I said, when I watched this footage, and I still go watch it some days, I said, wow. You mean to tell me that y'all actually believed he was affiliated with the FBI and y'all still broke the law? Why would you actually commit crimes in front of the cops? That's like you're going to go rob a bank and you go there to do it and you see all these cop cars, not just cop cars, you actually see FBI cars too. And you say to yourself, because you believe you're so intelligent, this is the perfect time to rob the bank. Right in front of the cops. It doesn't make any sense. And if I ask these Trump supporters, why'd you do it? If you know what, they don't have an answer. And I'll tell you, they don't have an answer because the only answer is this. Their minds were no longer theirs. Their minds had been hijacked by the MAGA demon. These folks weren't in control of themselves. The MAGA demon was. All right? At one point, they even went as far as to try to unalive the vice president of the United States of America. Do you remember? You heard them chanting it? They wanted to take out the vice president. They were so unhinged and deranged that day. And ladies and gentlemen, this is January 6th, the way it really happened. The crime scene of January 6th. All right? This is what MAGA is trying to sweep under the rug and say, oh, it was just a peaceful protest. There wasn't anything peaceful about it. The only thing peaceful may have been when Donald Trump was eating that cheeseburger. And I don't even think it was peaceful when he was eating the cheeseburger, to be quite honest. We're at the crime scene of January 6th, ladies and gentlemen, and I want to share with you a story about one of those criminals that day. All right, so please bear with me. A North Carolina man in January 6th Capitol riots admits to storming the Capitol. You know, they use the word storming. You know, you storm the beaches of Normandy, right? That's what you do when you're actually in a war. You don't do this to the United States Capitol. A North Carolina man seen face to face with a police officer in a famous photo. There's this photo right here. From January 6 Capitol riots, admitted Friday to his role in the violent breach. Nathan Baer, a 44-year-old Asheville resident, pled guilty in the District of Columbia to civil disorder, a felony according to the United States Department of Justice. Baer admitted to handing police shields to fellow rioters and pushing with the crowd against a line of law enforcement officers in the Lower West Tunnel where police fought hand-to-hand for hours against hundreds of Donald Trump's soldiers. This is some sick stuff. Our law enforcement had to fight the Confederates that day. This is crazy. The crowd tried to enter the building to disrupt the congressional certification of the ex-president's election loss to Joe Biden. Some of the most violent attacks against law enforcement occurred in this tunnel. Look at this, ladies and gentlemen. For those of you, I wish you could see it. This is the statement of facts. You can go check it out. I'm not making this up. All right, let's go into the tunnel, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go into the tunnel. This is the darkest, dangerous place that day, in the tunnel. This is where MAGA was handing out weapons. All right, this is where they were shouting vile things, spraying chemicals that you couldn't even imagine. You don't even know where they got these chemicals from. The crowd tried to enter the building to disrupt the certification of Joe Biden's win. Some of the most violent attacks against law enforcement occurred in this tunnel, according to criminal complaints filed against Baer by an FBI. Baer pushed against people in front of him in the tunnel, the FBI agent said. In the mouth of the tunnel, he passed 2 police shields to those ahead, according to the complaint. He returned to the tunnel 30 seconds later to join the crowd in the back and forth movement against police, the agent said. Heave ho! Heave ho! This is what these MAGA demons are shouting as they're breaking the law, as everyone moved back and forth, pushing against police, according to the complaint. Baer passed another riot shield to those ahead of him, the court document shows. Baer then headed towards police line and doors of the Capitol building. The agent said he and others in the crowd physically resisted police who tried to expel them from the tunnel, according to the complaint. Baer left the tunnel at 3:19 p.m. Baer appeared in an iconic photo from that day showing him nearly face-to-face with Michael Fanone, just before the Washington, D.C. police officer was dragged away by the mob. A U.S. flag with a pro-police thin blue stripe waved above them. Baer is scheduled to be sentenced on September 6th, court records show. Look at these MAGA demons, ladies and gentlemen. These are the people who like to portray themselves as patriots. These are the folks that like to say they back the blue. But guess what? They attacked the blue on January 6th. Guess what we're going to do, ladies and gentlemen? Join me in giving the seditionist, treasonous traitors what they deserve. People ask me, why do you give booze and shame, Zeus? And I say, listen, that's the best we can do, all right? We got to give them booze and shame because it's clear MAGA doesn't have any shame. So we got to give it to them so they understand what this is about, all right? So we're going to give them their booze and shame because they allowed Donald Trump to play them like a fiddle. And now they're going to jail, all right? Silence, you MAGA demons. And ladies and gentlemen, you know what we got? We got a guilty plea, right? So guess what we're gonna do? Let's send this MAGA demon, nasty seditionist bear, what he deserves. Let's send him off the old-fashioned way.
I'd like to begin by addressing the heinous attack on the United States Capitol. Like all Americans, I am outraged by the violence, lawlessness, and mayhem. I immediately deployed the National Guard and federal law enforcement to secure the building and expel the intruders. America is and must always be a nation of law and order. The demonstrators who infiltrated the Capitol have defiled the seat of American democracy. To those who engaged in the acts of violence and destruction, you do not represent our country. And to those who broke the law, you will pay.
You hear that, MAGA? You hear your cult leader tell you that you will pay? Those of you who engaged in those heinous acts of violence on January 6th. Like, if you really sat back and thought about it, you would be very angry at Donald Trump, right? Because get this, you only showed up there because he asked you to be there after he took your money, right? Donald Trump is playing you all like a fiddle. I can see you're upset, but if you really sat back and think about it, right? This is what I'd like to tell these Trump supporters. The stuff you like to say to Zeus, right, and the Democrats, that's stuff you really want to say to Donald Trump, right? Because if you really sat back and thought about it, who's really providing the evidence to the DOJ about Donald Trump's crimes? Is it the Democrats or is it people who have worked with him, the Republicans? See, MAGA, and you know what it is. The stuff that you're saying to us, you could never say it to your cult leader because guess what'll happen to you? Oops, there you go. You're done. You can't tell Donald Trump the truth, which is he's a liar. I can tell Donald Trump he's a liar. And if Joe Biden was lying, I would say, hey, Biden, you're lying, champ. I'm on top of that. But you can't say that. Because look at how much you've invested. You've thrown away your relationships. You've thrown away your 401ks, your checking and your savings account for this guy. You're all in. And that makes me laugh, actually, because you know what I say to myself as I look at all of you. All right, I go, this guy got grown men out here wearing red hats. Trumpies. They're Trumpies. He's gotten these folks proudly wearing red hats. That red hat doesn't match a single thing. All it says is make America great again, and it was made in China. Do you understand how ridiculous you look? I really do think of Donald Trump as like a clown, right? Because he actually does this, right? He paints himself orange every day, puts on a bird's nest, puts on a diaper and that crumpled suit. He's literally dressing like a clown every day. And y'all listen to this guy. I said, this has to be the biggest circus. I'll give it to Trump. He is running the biggest circus ever known to mankind. I've never seen a circus this big, ladies and gentlemen. He's selling popcorn. He's selling gold shoes. You always have a friend. You know, McDonald's couldn't even do this. This guy, he is doing a huge number on you. He even got a stock. He's even selling. What is it he's selling y'all? He's selling y'all water. Water's supposed to be free. He's selling y'all steaks. Think about it. He got the charity. he got a university, and y'all buying it up like it's the last. Y'all got to be something special, ladies and gentlemen. You can't make this stuff up. These Trump supporters, if you listen, the moment you put that hat on or you say you support Donald Trump, all bets are off. You're not there all the way. You're not there. You need professional help. I can't. Remember this, MAGA. Remember this. Always remember. All right. I'm gonna say this, and then we gotta open up the box. All right. Seriously. Remember this, MAGA. All right. Donald Trump lied to you. All right. And guess who he had with you? I'm gonna show you. Let's see. Who do we have? Here he goes. Oh yeah. Remember this guy.
The only time you can ever find out if it's a fraudulent ballot is when it is looked at. The minute you approve this, it's thrown away, gone for eternity. The only thing left is the vote. That could have been Mickey Mouse.
Rudy Giuliani. He said that could have been Mickey Mouse. Do y'all understand what kind of circus y'all are in? Seriously, when Rudy Giuliani, remember Rudy Giuliani had the motor oil. What was that? Motor oil dripping down. Do y'all see this circus? Seriously, MAGA, y'all don't see this circus? This is ridiculous.
Almost every civilized country, even Tanzania and places you wouldn't think of, have rules about inspectors, particularly for mail-in ballots. And why particularly for mail-in ballots? Because they can more easily be defrauded, and you can't check on it.
So we're talking Mickey Mouse in Tanzania. I'm done, ladies and gentlemen. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that concludes my monologue. Let's open up these boxes and hear from those of you who are brave enough to get in the box. All right, and tell the truth and shame the devil. Listen, MAGA, I don't allow you to be victims around me because it doesn't make any sense. You listen to a clown every day. Seriously. I mean, he posted a video this morning and he was talking about abortion this morning, right? Did you see this video, ladies and gentlemen? And I said, how did he manage to paint himself to be the same color as the background? Because it was wood in the back. He paints himself to match the wood in the background. I said, this guy is definitely a clown of all clowns. If there was he really is. He does have a monopoly on what being a clown is. This is serious stuff, ladies and gentlemen. All right, let's bring up our first panelist. How are you doing, Nutty? Good morning.
What's going on, man? How you doing?
Oh, another day in the kingdom, tending to the affairs as usual. How are you doing?
Good. I'm gonna need y'all to sanctify those glasses today because when Trump bends over and drops his pants and we have that solar eclipse, I don't want y'all getting the MAGA demon through y'all eyes. So
is there a special way they can sanctify those glasses?
yeah, just get sprinkle some. Well, not even sprinkle. Just douse them, bathe them in some holy water, and just pray God's blessings over them.
I'm with you.
So I'm just curious as to the excuses that people are going to make for Donald Trump now that we've gotten his position on the abortions. He's stating that he wants to leave them to the states, but yet he supports a total ban on abortions. And I'm speaking squarely, directly, especially, notice my emphasis on especially, to white women.
Oh,
White women. I need y'all to listen to what the man is saying. He is not kidding. He
what is he saying?
consistently brags about he takes credit for the overturning of the Dobbs decision. He takes credit for that. And y'all, with y'all crazy selves, will still get out there and vote for him. If I'm not mistaken, and someone fact check me on this one because I'm not 100% sure of this one, but I believe it was something like 82% of white women voted for Donald Trump this last election.
Wow. I haven't fact checked you. Wow. But why would any woman in their reasonable mind, want to vote for Donald Trump? Don't they see what he does, what he says?
So get away from your husband's boyfriends, significant others who are Trump supporters, because when y'all go into that voting booth, it's between you and God who you voted for.
And I've heard that, right? right? And there's a lot of women who openly will say, "Hey, I support my conservative partner," but when they go in there and they vote blue. So y'all
I
do
mean,
what y'all do. Seriously.
yeah, y'all got to get in there and vote. Don't vote against your interests. Vote with your interests. And if you know that your interest in being a woman, that you may be beyond childbirthing age, but what about your sister, your daughter, your friends? You know, they already did abortion, they trying to do birth control. What more can they take from you before you get it and say, you know what, i can't I can't do this anymore? What more needs to be taken from you?
Exactly. Do any of you MAGA women out there want to answer Nutty's question? I mean, I believe it's a fair question, and
and
if you believe there's a good answer, won't you share that with the American people?
and
Seriously.
and I'm not obviously I'm not a woman, but and I can't speak on behalf of women, or especially black women, but black women are tired of bailing this country out.
Wow.
Black women are tired of consistently bailing folks out. This
Tell
country wouldn't be half of what it is without black women.
tell them, Nutty.
Like, for crying out loud, y'all, get with the program. Get with the program. Open your ears. Listen to what black women have been telling y'all for decades. And
Absolutely.
now that it's here on your doorsteps, you still aren't listening.
Mm.
What
Mm.
more does it take?
Tell them, Nutty.
So we're coming down to the wire, y'all. We're in April. The election will be here in no time flat.
Amen.
In no time flat. Time You don't have time to be like, I'm undecided, because there is a distinct difference between the two candidates.
Tell them,
The
Nutty.
Republican candidate is Donald John Satan Trump,
Wow.
and the Democratic candidate is the current president of the United States of America.
Tell them, Nutty.
So time is out from saying I'm undecided. Because if you claim that you're undecided, that tells us everything that we need to know. You're voting for Trump.
Bingo. Whether or not whether or not you participate or not, you're
Yeah,
voting for Trump. Like I said, this show right now, I'm moving it more so like, I'm a Democrat, right? But this really goes out to real Americans out there, whether you're Democrat, Independent, or Republican. If you're not understanding how to engage in this government, then I don't want to hear it. Seriously.
we can't talk about ranked choice voting or third party voting until we get through this hellfire that we're in currently. Once
Bingo.
we get through this, then we can talk about ranked choice. Then we can talk about third party, because we're not saying you have to go out there and be a Democrat. Nobody's saying that. We're saying you got to vote against Donald Trump. I
And
heard my
that's
bells, dude.
unfortunate. Yeah, it's unfortunate. That's what it's boiled down to this cycle. It
I
really
mean, it
is.
is. It's plain and simple. You got to vote against Donald Trump. So,
Yep.
all right, don't.
Thank you,
My
Nutty.
grandmama used to say, "A hard head makes a soft behind." Listen, if you want to. If you don't believe fat meat's greasy, go ahead and vote for Donald Trump.
Thank you.
And then don't come crying to anybody. Look in the
Don't.
mirror. Thanks,
Yep.
Liz.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give Nutty a round of applause. No lies detected. Wait a second. Where did my comments go? Hold on. Hold on. Our comments disappeared, ladies and gentlemen. Sometimes TikTok does that. I don't know why TikTok does that, but sometimes the comments disappear. Okay, who do we have? I don't like Trump, so vote for Dementia Joe. We got a MAGA demon out here. All right, okay. I wanna get to it. Why don't you come up in the box, you MAGA demon? All right. I just sent you an invite. All right. If you really got something to say, MD Steffens, if that's your name, right? Come in the box and express and explain to the American people what your issue is. All right, because all this crying in my comment section is ridiculous. I don't allow Trump supporters to be victim around me. You can't be. You have no evidence to support what you're talking about. Okay, so look at that, ladies and gentlemen. He didn't have enough courage to get in the box and tell the truth. Let's bring up our next panelist. All right, ladies and gentlemen.
Good morning.
Hey, how are you?
I'm great. How are you? Thank you for bringing me up.
You're absolutely welcome. I'm doing all right.
So I saw some comments when you were talking about J6 and
Uh-huh.
how there was no weapons there.
Someone said there's no weapons?
Yeah, they said that they were unarmed. And I just want everyone to know that just because there was no, like, they didn't find a whole bunch of pew-pews, they're still weapons. They're just considered less lethal. My brother was involved in a DV situation, and his girlfriend threw a can of creamer and broke a window. And they asked my brother if they wanted to press charges, and that was considered a weapon. So,
Yeah.
anyways,
Tell him.
just so
Tell
we're
him.
clear, a can of creamer being thrown at someone can be considered a
They
weapon.
had stun guns,
Oh,
stun
yeah.
pew
Yeah,
pews
I was
there.
just
I'm so
about to get
sorry.
into that.
Yeah.
So there's a 950,000 volt stun gun walking stick. This knocking or walking stick, these type of things have been known to unalive people. Yeah,
Tell
and
him,
like
Jess.
Vegas girl down in the comments said, your fists can be considered weapons. If you're a UFC fighter, your fists are considered deadly weapons.
Bingo.
So
They use the
people-
American flag. Yeah, all that stuff. Tactical gear.
and
chemical
blunt
sprays.
objects.
They even brought a gallows, remember?
Yeah. Oh, those were just for show, right, Zeus?
Oh, they already lying bright and early. We're not gonna let the Trump supporters lie and get away with it.
And so blunt objects also unalive around 400 Americans each year,
Wow.
by the FBI data.
Wow.
And another thing.
Talk
So
to him,
I
Jess.
made a video the other day about the account N Wokeness on Twitter. They made a post, and it got enough traction and enough attention that AP News is saying anonymous users are dominating right-wing discussions online, and they're also spreading false information.
Why am I not surprised?
They're saying that in 3 key swing states that voter registration was skyrocketing. I made a video about what is actually necessary for voter registration in those states.
Right.
You need your social security and your ID. If you do not have that, there is a thing called an impeding notice or something like that. And you have to basically prove why you don't have one of the forms of identification so you are able to vote. You have to prove it, though.
Wow.
And Donald Trump even posted about it. Elon Musk G was posting about it, and it forced people involved in registering others to vote to prove it wrong. And with all of that being said, I have to run because my son is now flipping out because his sister's going to school.
Oh, so cute. All right, Jess. Well, listen, thank you so much, Jess, for once again having the courage and conviction to get in the box and to tell the truth. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give the beautiful Jess a round of applause. I see a MAGA demon out there. Kim Powers 213. Why don't you come in the box and talk to Zeus? Because I don't understand what's gotten you so triggered this morning. Seriously, Kim, come on in the box and please explain yourself. Because after all, don't you want the American people that are listening to this show to know exactly what the heck you're talking about? Kim Powers. But if not Kim Powers, all right, you're going to do what the last panelist did. I know you're going to sit out there and stew in hate and bigotry and lies and disinformation and misinformation. If that's your choice, do it. But please keep your suffering to yourself. We don't want to hear it because we don't allow you Trump supporters to be victims around us. Yeah, she's totally afraid of April 15th. Yeah, Kim, you didn't want to come up here and talk about Alvin Bragg or anything? You don't want to talk about any of the facts that I've covered? I'm just curious, Kim. I mean, I'm a very fair person. Very fair. If there's something that I've gotten wrong, I'm willing to actually be corrected, Kim, but it just doesn't seem like you got any evidence. Good morning, Valerie. Nice to see ya. All right, let's bring up our next panelist. Good morning, brother Attacking. How are you doing? Greetings,
Morning, good
Attacking.
morning.
Good
Good
morning.
morning, good morning. Do you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Okay, good. 4+ years. 4+ years of you and I and other broadcasters asking Trump supporters to show us proof to mass voter fraud that Donald Trump claimed. 4+ years we've been asking them to show us uh, how the election was stolen. 4+ years they have been saying, I've seen this, do your own research. When we ask them where are their sources when they say they've seen mass voter fraud
Right.
occur. 4+ years I have posted on my page and you have posted on your page information showing that whatever they say is incorrect, whether it be
Yep.
with Ruby Freeman, whether it be
Yep.
with George's phone call,
22
whether it be
380. Remember that?
20, yeah, Brunson versus Adams, where did that go? The fake electors
Wow.
showing letters from Arizona
Mm.
from Kelly Ward in
Mm.
regards to hand counting ballots 4 times, 2.1 million ballots hand counted 4 times.
Yeah.
And she, in her letter to the people of Arizona, that they matched the machine count.
Did they prove
Four,
anything about Fonnie Willis being taken off the case? Remember they said that?
oh yeah, yeah, that's happening. Yeah, okay. Uh,
They're some
four,
liars.
four, 4+ years, they have been saying Joe Biden is a P3DO,
Oh.
but yet, but yet, Trump is the only one who has been taken to court and held liable for SA-ing a woman.
Facts.
4+ years.
Wow.
And they have never produced any information in regards to what they say, defending
Wow.
Trump and what he has said and or done,
Wow.
without ever providing 1 ounce of evidence, unlike you, unlike me, and unlike a lot of other broadcasters who are showing the truth and facts in regards to what Donald Trump has done
Yep.
ever since 2015, lying about mass voter fraud, saying that the election is going to be, if he loses the election, is because it's rigged,
Right.
putting together a voter fraud commission with Mike Pence at the helm, and it only lasted 6 months, and they found nothing. Donald Trump has not produced any evidence. He has had the attorneys lose their law licenses. You have attorneys taking plea deals for lying to the court system. And yet you guys keep running, saying it was stolen without ever having a reasonable conversation with Zeus,
Tell them.
or myself, without having to yell and scream over when he talks or I talk in other broadcasters like Dage's Live.
Yep.
They yell and scream at you. I don't go, I watch. I don't go in there anymore because I'm sick and tired of when they ask a question, as soon as we talk, they have to yell and scream, and you have a sphincter girl, oh, I'm sorry, a Russian bear, oh, I'm sorry, a fake lying Christian, oh, I'm sorry, a drunken alcoholic lying fake Christian, lying about the truth and facts and ignoring the fact that Donald Trump has blown smoke up her fat butt. And she believes it.
Oh. No lies detected. I would call them, I would blow the whistle, but there were really no lies detected. This is all true. I go into those spaces, right, Attacking, and they'll ask a question, and the moment you give them the facts, they're up in arms, they're yelling, they're hurling insults, they're accusing me, and they'll never
Exactly.
answer the question.
Exactly. And again, I own what I say. I own
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
And I
Yeah.
and I will call you lying Christians and homophobic, xenophobic, misogynistic, lying sacks of dog doo-doo out each and every day. I don't have to have proper decorum. This gentleman does. I do not.
I try to keep it clean. I really
You
do.
try to keep it clean, and I own it, and I will always be that way because you guys support a man who is disgusting, who's assaulted women, who's cheated on his wives, who walked in the dressing rooms of naked underage teens, who said he and his daughter have sex in common, but yet, because Joe Biden might invade personal space, you say he's the P3DO.
Sick.
You're a sick human being, each and every one of you Trump lovers. And I'm going to drop it there.
All right.
Drop it there.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give it up to my brother attacking. No lies detected. Yeah. See, MAGA, this is people all across the country coming onto the show and simply sharing out the truth. And this is why we're really doing this. It's not because, like they like to make it up. Oh, you're a Zeus, you're a Trump hater, this and that. No, we understand that this is really about saving our democracy from you liars and you traitors. Good morning, Shay. How are you?
Hey, good morning, everybody in the kingdom. How's everybody doing?
We are doing all right, especially now that you're here.
Oh, well, thank you. I appreciate that.
You're welcome.
Yeah, I hope everyone's weekend was good and all that good stuff. But
yep.
Did you see where Sarah Huckabee Sanders, the lovely ex, what was she, the
press secretary
of Donald Trump? She's now the governor of Arkansas, right?
Right. I know. Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Wasn't she in a scandal though? Is that scandal kind of still going on, or how did that?
Oh, no. It's kind of a funny. She did a state of emergency for the eclipse today.
Really?
Arkansas. Yeah.
Wow.
It's a state of emergency because there's going to be so many people in her state to watch the eclipse.
Wow.
So she literally said, well, people are going to be hampered with traffic, trying to get to work. The grocery stores and the hotels might be a little more busy. So that can hamper people being able to come to and fro. So literally did a state of emergency. I'm not lying. Look it up.
Wow. Do a lot of Trump supporters believe like today is somehow a biblical day of some sort, that maybe a rapture or something that's going to happen? I'm hearing talks about that.
There is some discussion about that. Yeah, typical QAnon people that are looking for every reason that Jesus is coming back. It might be today. Would you recognize him? Because he might look like what you call an illegal alien crossing.
Oh, tell him, Shay.
Be careful. You might shut your door on Jesus. You better be careful.
And what happens if Jesus comes and then leaves and they're still here on earth? What does that mean? Shay, could you unpack that?
I think in their theory, that means they were not the promised people or the chosen one or an actual Christian. I think that's what I was told growing up.
This is going to be so exciting. You mean they got to sit here and watch Trump go to court instead of being caught up with the Lord?
Oh, yes. And it is a criminal court, people. It's a criminal court, not civil. I know it's hard to keep it all straight, but this is criminal.
This is hilarious. Yeah.
It's really, really interesting when you look at everything. But yeah, so, it's funny because Laura Loomer and Michael Cohen are going at it on X.
Oh, really?
And, because she's spreading all this, misinformation between him and Stormy Daniels. And then, of course, you see all these people, you're a proven liar who won't believe you. And I sit here and go, but why do you believe Trump, who's been a proven liar over and over? And a fraudster. I mean, I find it funny that you want to talk about Michael Cohen, who was a liar. Yes, we literally went to prison for lying for who?
Donald Trump. He
lied for him. He covered up for him. He took it for him. That's why he has changed his tune. He woke up out of the cult, he describes.
Yep.
And realized he had to repair relationships with his own family, that he was sacrificing his own family for the love of Donald Trump, for his approval, for his power, for his glory, for everything, because that's what it was. Yes.
Isn't that something? He was willing to put his own marriage on the line for Donald Trump at one point. That's
He
something.
did. And everything. I mean, I think his son missed out on acceptances to certain colleges, and I think he was a baseball guy. He was telling us
Wow.
about that he
Wow.
lost some scholarships because of the scandal his dad was involved in.
Wow.
He cost a lot for his family working for Donald J. Trump. As many people, look what happened to Rudy Giuliani, who's going bankrupt. Look at Mark Meadows, who's no longer in the political scene and had to take immunity because he's testifying against him, right?
Yep.
In the January 6th trial that will start at some point.
Right.
Once we get through the immunity decision through the Supreme Court, that's coming down.
Tell him, Shay.
Yeah, so I mean, I find it funny that y'all are all about him being a liar. Remember who he lied for. Remember who he covered up. That's
Donald Trump.
So if you are voting for Donald Trump, miss me with, oh, you're a liar and all of this that I've gotten, you know.
But they were better off 4 years ago, Shay, than they are today. And don't you understand that this is about people can't buy bread, they can't buy toilet paper, they can't buy eggs, the gas prices. I mean, admit it, Shay. Yeah. You're doing a lot worse today than you were 4 years ago, weren't you?
No. Not going to admit that because it's not true.
Bingo.
My kids are in school. My kids in college. They're doing well. They're thriving. We're doing great. We're thriving under Biden.
Amen.
So I'm riding with Biden. But anyway,
thank you.
Go, my friend.
All right. And have a great rest of your morning.
Do not follow Donald Trump's leadership, MAGA. Do not stare directly into the sun today. We're trying to help you out. I don't want you to lose your retinas. Okay.
Right. Tell them, Shay. Tell them. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's give the beautiful Shay a round of applause. No lies detected. You heard Shay. Don't look directly at it without the proper glasses. But if you do, you know what? It's on you. All right, seriously. I mean, it's a sad thing, but actually, you know, it's an honor as well that we have to wake up day in and day out, and before the day gets started, shut down all of the MAGA nonsense so that folks all across this country can actually understand what's really going on. Because I get it. A lot of people, they're so busy throughout the day, right? You can't watch the news. You can't keep up with all of this information. But one of the best ways to actually keep up and keep your ear to the street, so to speak, is to tune in to shows like this. And so I completely understand it and I completely get it. All right. And so the message here and the theme here is making sure we shut down all forms of lies and misinformation that MAGA is spreading. All right. And they spread like wildfire. Good morning, Lindy. How are you doing?
I'm doing well, thank you. How are you?
I'm all right. This is our first time doing business, huh?
Oh gosh, am I that forgettable, honey?
Oh, I don't think I'm following this account. Maybe I am on my main account. So I'm assuming we've done business before.
Yes, sir.
And you don't believe the 2020 election was rigged, correct?
Oh, absolutely, it was rigged.
Oh, you believe?
No.
Okay. That was a funny one. Let me make sure. See, I gotta make sure I keep track of these folks. All right.
Hey, I came up for one little reason, and following up on what Shay was saying, there is a post on TikTok that says, "Watch the eclipse the way God wants you to watch," and it has a pair of sunglasses and the circle with the hashtag on it.
Yeah.
Do not wear sunglasses, and they are telling people, you know, to stare at the sun basically the way Trumpy did.
Oh.
It concerns me, so I want to.
So you're looking out for your fellow American citizens that have somehow been, you know, taken over with the MAGA demon, right? You're looking out for them.
Well, I'm trying to.
Yeah.
So anyway, I'm reporting it, but if anybody else runs across it, please do, and please share.
Yeah.
Anybody,
this is sick.
You need to wear proper glasses to save your eyesight.
Well, I guess he doesn't want them to be able to see, so they won't know how much money he's taking, right? I think that's what it is.
It could be.
Just don't even matter. Just hit send. That's how he wants his supporters to be at this point.
Yeah, absolutely. So anyway, that's all for me. Y'all have a wonderful day and enjoy the eclipse. and be safe about it.
All right, all right, all right. And thank you, Lindy, for having the courage to get in the box, all right, this bright and early on a Monday morning. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give the beautiful Lindy a round of applause. Don't. All right, MAGA, seriously. Please, all right, you're welcome. MAGA, seriously, please understand this is a safety issue. Do not go up there and look directly at the sun without proper eyewear. Seriously. Good morning, Miss Boss Diva. Yeah.
Good morning, Zeus.
Good morning. How are
Happy
you?
Monday.
Happy Monday. All right. We're back at it, right?
We are indeed. But all gas, no brakes, right?
Amen. Tell them. Tell them.
All gas, no brakes. So, I was scrolling on X and I discovered that Donald Trump is at it again with another freaking scam. I don't know if y'all know that he came out with a $2 bill now, with a never surrender $2 bill.
Where did he come up with this? I'm telling you, he's running a circus. This is a circus stuff.
He is the ultimate grifter, y'all.
Yeah.
I mean, every time I turn around, if it ain't shoes or Bibles or cufflinks or water or whatever he trying to come up with, it is wild, man. Now, and he said that they were originally $29.99.
Oh, stop it.
They were $29.99, but you can get them for a low price of $19.99.
Oh, that's a deal you can't miss out on, MAGA.
And if you got that Dow Jones, you heard me, you can afford them.
Right? He hitting them everywhere they can spend money. He right there, huh?
Oh, but he said there's a minimum of 5 $2 bills per person.
Oh,
you know what I mean?
I mean, is he printing this stuff at home? Where is this stuff?
So it has his mugshot on the front of it, right?
Wow, man.
Yeah, talking about it's authentic. You know what I mean?
These are some easy people to trick. What do you say? These Trump supporters. Easy merch, huh?
I'm like, wait a minute, man. This is just over the weekend. Somebody, posted it on X, and I'm like, wow, that's crazy to me. Like and I'm sure it's going to be something else tomorrow. That's just how. I mean, he really doesn't believe that you guys have a bottom on your finances. You know what I mean? Like, he really just believes he can get every single penny out of it in your couch cushions, in your car, under your floor mat, wherever you keep some coin. He want it.
Yeah.
He want it. He want every last dime. And he, because he's, almost $500 million in debt. So, plus some, because he got other loans that he ain't paid off yet. You know what I mean? From judgments and whatever else he got.
Can I ask you though, before we go though, what do you think that we're 7 days out? Alvin Bragg.
Thank you, bestie.
Straight facts. Greetings. How are you? What do you think about? We're 7 days out, Miss Boss Diva. Seriously. Donald Trump, we could say he's been doing quite well in the court of public opinion, right? I mean, he's been doing well in the court.
Joking right now, shit. Not in our court of opinion.
Well, not in our court, but with his followers, right?
We talking about Earth 1 opinion or Earth 2 opinion? You talking about Earth 2?
On Earth 2, yeah. He's been crushing it in the court of public opinion. But we're a week away from Alvin Bragg bringing the evidence that shows Donald Trump falsified business records. So one is, for MAGA, could you explain to them, because I was talking to these MAGA demons over the weekend, and they don't get it. What is, when I say falsifying business records, what comes to your mind?
Fraud. That's the first word that comes to my mind. And then the second one is crime.
Yeah.
Third one is, broken law.
Yeah.
So, and then, actually, the third one is guilty.
Oh, fair enough.
He broke the law. But I'm excited, Zeus, because I'm going to be going to Miami. We're gonna have a meet and greet, Straight Facts tonight.
Shout out, nice.
So, we are excited for that. So shout out to everybody that's gonna be there tuning in. Because because it's gonna be a movie. Like my bestie say, we're gonna make a movie, baby.
Y'all gonna make a movie out there in Miami? Okay.
It's gonna be one of those things. So shout out to everybody, Union Gang, everybody. You know, we actually Rig checked in with us because you know he's on the mission to for superpowers through the eclipse, right?
Okay. Is he gonna go check it out?
He's gonna go. He's on his way. He's to Maine. I'm sure he's probably there by now.
Oh wow, that's impressive. Jeez,
so
that's
we're gonna.
Well, hopefully we get some nice footage from everyone that goes and checks out this eclipse. Hopefully we get some nice footage, right?
I believe he says he's going to go live. You know, try to live stream the whole thing. So
okay.
Be there or be square, you know what I'm saying?
All right. Tell him, Miss Boss D.
All right, sweetheart. Thank you for having me up. You know, I love you very much. Everything you do.
Thank you.
Thank you, Kingdom. Thank you for the gift, y'all. Much love. I'm out.
All right, ladies and gentlemen. Let's give it up to the beautiful Miss Boss Diva. No lies detected. Oh yeah, what I'm gonna make sure we're gonna do here on out, definitely is every single day I get an opportunity to do it. I will be reminding MAGA, thank you, Rick, that we're one day closer to the New York case where Donald Trump won't be able to go campaigning. He'll be in the courtroom 4 days of the week, surrounded by a jury of his peers and all of the evidence about him falsifying business records. All right. So what are they going to New York? What is the case in New York about, ladies and gentlemen? Once again, falsifying business records. All right. Let's move it along. All right. Who do we got? Good morning, Patrice. How are you doing? And Donald Trump is not guilty. There's no evidence. Oh no, he is guilty. Good morning, Patrice. How are you?
Good morning. I want to take up a little bit of your time.
Go for it. Talk to him.
For the country not to do what Louisiana did in our recent gubernatorial race.
Okay.
We have set up. We have like 900,000 black voters in the state of Louisiana. Well, on that particular election, only 100,000 of us decided to go out and vote.
Oh.
So of course the mega governor won.
Wow.
And ever since he took the oath, he's been coming up with crazier and crazier things to do. First, he lowered the age for teenagers to be charged with no matter what they did, to be charged as an adult. He got rid of parole. So if you go to prison in Louisiana, you're not getting out. Now he got a new thing. He wants to do away with he wants to no money for a public school because he wants to give vouchers to certain parents to send their children to private school.
Right.
And now what he's working on now, he has a supermajority Republican state house. They're all going to try to rewrite the Constitution. The last time Louisiana rewrote the Constitution, we were in Jim Crow. So, please pray for the good people of Louisiana.
We're going to pray for the good people of Louisiana because we understand that.
Do not make that same mistake in the national election.
Yep. Tell them.
Vote blue, please.
Vote blue, please, in the beautiful state of Louisiana and reject the MAGA demon at all levels. It's that serious, right, Patrice?
Yeah, very. It's scary and serious.
yeah, because you got folks out there preying on your lackadaisical approach to government, right? I don't want to vote. Nothing's going to change. I don't trust the government. These folks are waiting for you to do that so they can continue to do what they've been doing to you.
Yes, it can change.
Yeah.
And not for our good.
Yeah, it can change if you are actually participating in it being changed. It's not going to change if you just sit there and complain. I mean, this is what a lot of the people don't understand. The best thing that a person could do is to talk you out of actually participating in whatever it is that's going on. That's the easiest way to take advantage of you, is to get you to believe you don't matter. You matter. Get out there and vote blue if you know what to do, right?
Thank you for giving me the opportunity to pass this on to your audience.
Yeah, no problem. No problem.
Okay.
Keep on doing what you do, all right? And I appreciate you, all right?
Okay, thank you. Bye bye.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's give it up to the beautiful Patrice. Again, all of you beautiful people out there in the beautiful state of Louisiana, please get out there and vote blue. Seriously, all right? Because your soul, the soul of this nation is truly, truly on the line. All right, I see that we got a MAGA demon out there, all right? We do, all right? Oh, Ronald. Ronald, you only got 83 followers and you're in the gutter too. Oh my God, Ronald, what happened to your main account, huh? Did you get reported for misinformation? All right. Greetings. All right. Oh, we got an interesting character up here. Oh, who do we got right here? Good morning. Greetings. Maybe you're on the mega Wi-Fi. Perhaps it's not really allowing you to punch in. All right. I mean, maybe you gotta get next to some stronger internet connection skills. All right. Going once. Going twice. All right. Well, it looks like your connection just isn't quite punching through. You're more than welcome to send another guest request. All right. All right, let's bring up our next panelist. All right. Good morning, Said. How are you doing?
How you doing? Going once, going twice, gone.
Gone, yeah.
And he's down like Frazier.
Ding, bing,
What's
ding.
up, my brother?
Not much. Just another day in the kingdom, tending to the
Dude,
affairs.
I just saw it on the line. Just saw it. Your man Trump is running scared. He will not endorse a national abortion ban. I wonder why not.
Want to unpack that? Do you want to unpack that for the Americans that are?
He says that he will let the states handle it, which is a bunch of bunk. You know he's lying. It's just a lie. He wants those votes. He knows he's not getting those women. The white tea women will not play that. You're not going to tell them what they can and cannot do with their bodies.
Bingo.
And that's the key.
Bingo. Tell him, said.
And that's it. If you're a man in this chat, you have nothing to do with what a woman can do with her body. Nothing. Nada. Nothing.
You hear that, Ronald, out there? There's a guy out here named Ronald. He's in my comments crying that you said that, said. He said he's crying. What do you have to say to him?
He better get over it. Because women run this country, whether you believe it or not. They say it's a man's world, but it's nothing without a woman or a girl.
You hear
am
that,
I saying it right?
You hitting all all 4 cylinders are firing. Maybe you got 12 at this point, right? They're all firing. Tell these folks the truth. He said, Ronald, are you listening? Or
you better listen, my brother. You better listen. And you know what? And they say, there are more and more black people or black women are going to vote for Trump. It's not going to happen. 93% voted last time for him. 73% of black men. We are voting more than the white people are voting for him. We are voting for our man, and his name is Dark Brandon.
Hello! You got Ronald's mind right now blown. I mean, he's having a lot of misfires. You can see him in the chat spazzing out. Ronald,
you better get over it. You better get over it.
Get over it, Ronald. All right, we're actually educating you. All right, seriously.
It's going to be okay.
Yeah.
And I want to tell everyone in the chat, y'all need to tap the screen for my brother. He is the man. His name is Zeus.
Tell him, said. Right. Look at that, we're already
and,
over 100,000.
I just want to take Boss Stevens straight. I'm trying to make it down to Florida. I'm down to Miami. I know that I'm in Florida, but I got things to do.
Hey,
I'm gonna try to make it.
Well, listen, you know I understand business, all right? So yes, please continue to take care of that business, champ.
Y'all be good, man.
All
good
right,
to see
all
you.
right.
Hope you had a good weekend. Vote again.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's give it up to my brother said. No lies.
I love you, brother. Have a good one.
All
Have
right,
a good one,
love
brother.
you too. All right. Yeah, I was gonna send Ronald his name is Conald, right? He's a con artist, right? He's probably a Russian. Ronald's probably one of those Putin sympathizers who sends Donald Trump at least 50% of his paycheck every month, right? Struggling right now because he can't afford to buy any eggs. Ronald, you really do need to grow up, all right? We get it. You graduated Snuggles University, all right? And you're probably one of Snuggles' best students. Oh my God, that's so funny. Good morning, Deb. How are you
Good
doing?
morning. How are
Uh,
you, Triple
I'm
H?
on. Hey, I'm all right. I'm so glad to hear from you
With
today.
a little emphasis on that handsome.
Thank you. Thank you.
Hey,
Yes,
because I
yes.
was just, I keep reading all these comments where they say Democrats for Trump, Democrats for Trump. I don't
Mm,
think they realize that there have been so many Republicans. I was one
yeah,
that as soon as Trump walked down that elevator, we said, "Oh heck no," and we
right.
went completely away from it's grown with every.
You mean that staged elevator, that golden escalator thing that was staged, where
Yeah,
he
yeah,
made
yeah.
it look like he had a bunch of people who liked him watch him going down that? You said when you saw that you got out of the party.
I literally thought, there's the Antichrist. Literally, that's what I
Thank
literally thought.
you. Thank you, because that's what it was.
Yeah, and then we got this, and I'm telling you, every single decent Republican, I'm talking the Romneys, the McCains, every one of them that left took thousands with them out of the party.
Yeah.
So I don't care. These people down here, Democrats for Trump,
They're traitors. These are
they're traitors.
liars.
Yep,
Yeah, these
yep.
are liars out here. They don't get any attention. They don't get anybody that joins them on their side
I
because
sure hope they
everyone,
look at the sun
huh?
like Trump did. Let's hope they look at the sun like Trump did. You know, they got that MAGA demon thing in them.
Yeah.
They can like look at the sun like Trump did and not. Let's hope they do that.
Yeah. Because, like I
Yeah.
said, if they lose their sight, they won't know how much money they're giving Donald Trump, right? And that's kind of
Right,
his goal. That's
right.
what his goal is. Just go ahead and give me. He probably ought to get him on a nice little reoccurring subscription plan, right? MAGA, why don't y'all just
There you
subscribe to
go.
this guy,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. One more thing.
Tell him.
One more thing that you were talking about earlier, when you were talking about how much it's costing them,
Yeah.
all his court and him, delaying over and delaying. It's also costing us. They haven't
Oh,
thought about that.
talk about it. Let's.
It's costing us Americans millions of dollars because he keeps delaying all his court things. So where they can talk,
Yep.
oh, you're just talking about we're giving him money. Well, we're spending money on the idiot too.
Yep.
And we're
Yeah.
tired of it. And it's
Yeah.
time for him to go home.
Yeah. We're.
That big penitentiary on the mountain.
Mm.
That's where
Yeah.
I want to see him.
Tell him, Deb, and he's definitely a prime candidate for jail, right? Don't we all know this?
Oh yeah,
He's
we know it.
prime. I've never seen
Hallelujah.
anyone begging to go to jail like Donald Trump and his supporters. But these folks, they know their days are numbered. All right.
Yep. Just got this one on the 15th is going to take him down.
Yeah, you think so?
I do.
Yeah.
And if not, we've also got the great big wonderful Jack Smith that's going to do
Ooh.
all the good work for us. So.
Yep. Yeah. Because we're exposing them at every level. There's nowhere to run, MAGA. Do you understand this, Trump supporters? There's nowhere to run. We've got you right. We've
There's
got
my
them right
gal.
where
I
we
love
wanted
you.
them.
Have a good day.
All right.
Appreciate you.
You too. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give it up to the beautiful dad. No lies detected. We got you right where we want you, MAGA. All right, and there's nowhere to run. You ever seen one of those scary movies when the boogeyman is coming for you, and they run, they fall, they get up, and the music is all, doing what it does to get you all ready for what's about to happen next. Oh yeah, this is what's happening with Donald Trump right now and his supporters. His supporters, if you go and listen to them, just go into their lives the rest of this week. The numbers are going to be really nasty, right? It's just going to be a few strugglers out there trying to keep the last bit of hope alive because the boogeyman is coming. Oh, you're going to hear them screaming. They're going to be screaming. Oh, and it's not going to work. It's not going to work. Alvin Bragg right now is hungry. He is salivating to take a big old bite out of crime with Donald Trump, right? Douglas, you only got 46 followers, champ. I'm so sorry, but I just can't go there with you today. All right, go get your main account, Douglas, and then come on back. Good morning, Yazzie Jazzy. Welcome, the beautiful Yazzie. How are you doing?
I'm great. How are you doing,
Oh, another
Zeusy?
day. Listen, all right, another day. Looking real good over there, Yazzie.
You're
Another day in
looking
the
super
kingdom.
handsome.
Oh,
Super
look at that. Oh,
most
look at that.
handsome Zeus. And that telling the truth stuff, oh my gosh, the truth meter is like about to break. I mean, the truth
Woo!
you're throwing out, thank you so much. You got to keep educating these MAGA Trumpers.
Tell
I
them.
mean, I think like the lady said, lots of Republicans have left the party, like Ken Buck, Mitt Romney. None of those hardcore Republicans, Liz Cheney, none of the Bush, none of the people who've been Republican all their life are voting for that piece of crap.
Valerie.
He's a turd, okay? So
Yeah,
wake up, MAGA Trumpers. Learn to read. Google is free. Stop with this BS, okay? But I
tell
just
them.
want to tell you, thank you so much for just letting them all have it. I just want to say right now, it's such a pivotal time, guys. Trump just said that he's going to let the states decide. We can't believe nothing he says, okay?
Thank you,
We need to
Yazzie.
make sure he never comes back because
Thank you.
he has that agenda 2025. And the thing is, middle class, we're losing our middle class. Everybody has a role here in society, from the worker at Walmart, McDonald's, to your nurses, your healthcare. We all have
Amen.
a place here in society. Farmers, ranchers, business people. But I think what we need to do is go after the Supreme Court. We need to stop. We
Amen.
need to some ethics laws for them. We
Amen.
also need to regulate. Okay, I'm a capitalist, okay? I love making money.
Yeah.
Money. Thank you everyone for the wonderful comments. Money, I love money, okay? Yes, but at the end of the day it's gluttony. When are we not going to some of these companies like Kroger, Walmart, they made thousands of percentages on you guys. There's
Wow.
they have kept inflation high too. They're using inflation as a crutch, I say, because
Tell
it's
them,
not high.
Yazzie.
So wake up, because I'm going to tell you guys, I'm still getting the same price for my cattle that I did last year,
Oh,
the year before that. When I
really?
sell a steer when I sell a steer to go into a well, not slaughter, they go into a feed yard to get fed.
Right.
I'm not making any more. I might make $50 more, but the thing is, I'm not charging you more for steaks.
Mm.
It's those plants in the grocery stores, okay? Because my
Oh.
prices
It's
aren't
not,
changing on
wait a
what I'm
second,
making.
Yazzie. It's not Joe Biden?
Oh no, we all know that commodities are worldwide, are regulated on a worldwide market. Silly
Oh.
people. The president does not tell me what price of cattle's going to be, or what price of grain's going to be, or what my commodity. My
So
three
Joe Biden
commodities.
didn't get you on a conference call, Yazzie, and say, listen, I need you to jack up those prices for me? He didn't do
No,
that
he
to
did
you?
not. I'm making that, and even corn. When the Ukraine war did start happening, yeah, our corn prices did surge a little bit, but that's because they are the 17th largest producer in the whole wide world of corn. So they needed to buy more world corn. I
Mm.
only sell my corn locally. I mean, we have 6 generations here. We sell locally to
Got
feed
it.
yards, to dairy farms. So it doesn't really affect me, but it does affect the price. If the price goes
Got
high,
it.
I can sell high too. But
Got it.
I don't ship any out of the country. I don't go to Canada. I don't go to Mexico. I don't go. My corn stays in my local area to feed the cattle, the pigs, the dairy farms here locally. But I just want to say, people, you need to talk to your congressman, and you need to tell them, hey, stop with this not passing some legislation to regulate some form of capitalism, because at the end of the day it's gluttony, people. And you Americans who are going to have to pay more, that you don't have to look at your paychecks, who have to balance your budget, that's just costing you more. But it
Bingo.
doesn't need to, because people, they're making billions off of you guys.
Bingo.
Billions, including
Tell
me
him,
too,
Yazzie.
Anya. I mean, I eat my own beef, I eat my
Yeah.
own cattle. I mean, I know it sounds, and I
It's
will
okay.
sell.
It's okay. We
I
get
know,
it. You got to do what you got to do, all right? But the main thing
right?
here is that we're standing up against Donald Trump and MAGA at every step of the way, because we know what they're willing to do to this country, and it's
Exactly. They're
nothing
going to
good.
take away us women rights. Got girls.
Thank you.
We are not going. We're not going to have the right to do IVF. Is what I'm going to have to do eventually when somebody wants to marry me.
Yeah. Yes. Tell them, Yazzie. Tell
You
them.
know,
Tell them.
I
All
mean,
right.
the thing is, there's some of us who aren't blessed. Being a living. Oh, really quick. This month is Living Liver Donor Month, and I mean organ donation. I'm a living liver donor. I just want to tell you guys, just check that box. If you
Oh,
know, if you do not want your, they're still going to try to save your life no matter what. I mean, the work that they will put in to save your life,
yes.
they're not going to take your organs out unless you're seriously brain dead. Okay, it's organs are, they just like,
Yeah.
I don't know how to explain this. If
It's
you
very important, right?
uh, yeah, if you have a traumatic brain injury, it's really what that's the people they want. I mean, that's your brain is completely dead. There's no coming back. Even if you have some brain function, you cannot move. You're going to be their vegetable. You will eventually, a machine is feeding you, machine is keeping your heart going. There's no life there left. But that's
Totally.
what, I mean, just choose to be an organ donor because it can save up to 8 lives. One person can save up to 8 lives. And there's people are dying every day on that organ transplant list. But thank you so much. And
All
really
right.
quick, would you guys, I have a link on my profile for HR 1511. And that is just, I mean, Congress is already looking at it. It's just reminding them there's people that have been here for 20, 30, 40 years that have been paying taxes, that have been working here, and they don't have any access to their Social Security funds, nothing, because they have no legal status. And this
Wow.
would just give them permanent residence. If
Wow.
you guys could just take time to sign that bill, that would really mean a lot, not just to me, but these, I think it affects like almost 2 million people. I mean, these
Tell him,
people have
Yazzie.
been here.
All
They're
right.
not, and they're not going to give residency to convicted felons, people who've had misdemeanors. These people have good records, so just know they've been contributing members of society, and they need
It's
your
in, the
help.
link is in your bio, right?
Yeah, it is.
Okay. Well, listen,
Okay.
Yazzie.
Well,
Thank you so so.
thank you so much for everything. I appreciate you guys.
All right. All right. And
Love you,
thank you.
Goosey.
All right. Love you as well. Ladies and
Love you
gentlemen, let's
guys.
give
Love
it
you,
up
everybody.
to the beautiful Yazzie Jazzy.
Love
No
you
lies
guys.
detected. Click the link in her bio as
And this is what
well.
I look like. You know, if you want to take a snapshot, Mag, and then they distort my picture, make my
Don't
nose
let them
bigger,
get to
make my
you.
teeth crooked. I don't
Don't
care. I still look this way.
don't let them get to you, Yazzie. These folks are some
Okay.
sick individuals. All right.
I know, right? I guess
Yeah.
I'm famous. If they want to
Yes.
make me look ugly, I must be famous, right?
Exactly. Exactly. Tell them,
Joking.
Yazzie.
Love you, Goofy.
All right. Love you
Thank
as
you.
well.
Please help me.
All right. All
Please help
right.
me.
All right. We'll do,
Love
ladies.
you. Love
All
you,
right.
Goofy.
All right. All right. Love you as well. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give it up to Yazzie Jazzy. I saw a MAGA demon out there that was saying some nasty things about Zeus, and I was curious if they would be willing to come in the box and explain why they are so salty this morning. I mean, I haven't said anything that's worth. Have I lied about anything, Mr. Trump Cuber? I believe this is a Mr. Trump Cuber. You want to come in the box and explain to Zeus what your grievance is, or you just want to sit there in the comment section and stew about it? All right, he won't. Evan, you're right. These folks, you know what it is? I think they realize who's winning, right? And it's not them, right? All right. All right. Oh, Mr. Goodbar, cut it out with your 2 followers. Seriously, they don't want it. They don't want it with Zeus. That's what it is. They don't want it with Zeus. All right. All right. All right, Shannon. Later. All right. Good morning, Takesha. How are you doing? How are you doing?
Zeus, how are you?
I'm all right. It's another day in the kingdom. All right.
Zeus, I wasn't gonna come up because as you can tell, my voice not right.
Yeah.
But can't you just see the MAGA Knights and the Christians that don't really read the Bible? Can't you see them packing their little suitcases and they got their little Trump photo, in a frame with hearts around
Oh
it,
yeah.
and they got their little "Make America Great" hats and
Yeah.
T-shirts, and they just packed their little suitcase.
The walk of shame.
And went to where the eclipse is going to be, and they're expecting to be raptured away.
Oh, good Lord. Take me, Lord. Is that what they saying?
Zeus, they out there saying, Lord, here I am.
Oh,
I'm your good and faithful servant.
Ooh.
Take me now. and when it gets dark, Zeus, the ones that couldn't make it, they're going to put their pajamas on because they're going to think it's nighttime.
Oh, God.
And the other ones are going to be out there begging to get through the pearly gates.
Ooh.
Can't you see it, Zeus?
Hallelujah.
Oh, glory. I see it. They said they going to get on the morning train because the evening train may be too late.
Oh,
it's me, oh Lord, I'm standing in the need of prayer. Take me, Lord.
Take them.
You know what they going to say?
What they gonna say?
I supported the man you anointed for the job, Lord. And get what the Lord gonna say?
What he gonna say?
Depart from me.
Oh.
You that work iniquity. I never knew you.
But I got this
Before
luggage.
that suitcase stop rocking on the ground, they gonna be right back in the state they came from, Zeus.
Hey! I brought my suitcases, Lord. You mean I can't?
Suitcase. Got it, Zeus. Got my suitcase. They ready. They real ready.
Woo! Is there a do-over? Can I get a second chance, Lord? I promise I'll do it right. I'll do it better this time, Lord.
The Lord gonna say, no, I'm the God of many chances, but you done chanced out.
Oh.
Now get that suitcase and go on now. Cause you gonna be down here you ain't gonna make the rapture, you gonna be down here with the tribulation.
Oh
yeah, cause see, you wanted that Antichrist. So you stay down here with that Antichrist, and we'll see you when you get thrown into the lake of fire.
Oh my God.
Boy, they got their suitcases. They packed it. They got their ham sandwiches. And they got their little pre-sun juices. They wanted to eat.
Valerie. Yes.
They wanted to eat on their way up there.
Wow.
Yeah.
Listen, I got a question though. What does it mean if all of this stuff happens and they're still here?
It means that they are not saved and they did not make it. Now they may believe, because some people that believe they gonna go through the tribulation.
Yeah.
And they gonna be saved at the tribulation. But it ain't gonna be many, and it ain't gonna be MAGA.
Oh, wow.
I'm gonna tell you why it ain't gonna be MAGA. Because MAGA made Trump their God.
Yeah. Yeah.
And the Lord is a jealous God.
Tell
He
them.
said, thou shalt have no other gods before me. And they put Trump above the Lord.
That's a sin. That's a sin where I'm from.
That's a big sin.
Yep.
So what they gonna be doing is they gonna be still sitting and waiting to be thrown into the lake. They better read Revelation and get it together. And stop letting Trump give them a revelation.
Oh.
Yeah. They better get it together, Zeus.
Tell them, Takesha. These
I'm
folks,
about to put my robe on and grab my Bible now.
Okay. Well, listen, I'm looking forward to the video footage of these Trump supporters with their suitcases today. I know I should be looking for the eclipse, but I'm now going to be looking for them red hats and suitcases.
And the suitcase going to still be rocking.
Ooh.
And they're going to still be going on back to where they came from.
These folks sold all they had to be a part of this. I mean, they
sold that little trailer with that one door.
Yeah.
And that flat tie.
Oh.
You know, they got them bath towels up to the windows for curtains.
Wow.
And they said, we're going, Ma. The Lord's coming back today. We're gonna go there. We're gonna be eclipsed away. We're gonna be eclipsed away.
Wow. Yeah. Look at this MAGA. Look how ridiculous you look right now. This is sad. It's sad that we actually have to
paper stack and put my drawers in, Ma.
Wow. It's sad we actually have to say this kind of stuff, isn't it, Takesha? It's real sad.
It's funny, Zeus.
Oh.
You hate to make fun of them, but it's funny, Zeus. They want us to laugh at them because they keep doing comical stuff.
Yep. No lies detected. No lies detected. Oh, my God. All right. Well, listen, Takesha, I appreciate you, mustering up the strength to get up here and say what you had to say, because it's very important that kind of truth gets out here, all right?
And thank you so much.
And it does feel good to, get a nice little chuckle bright and early in the morning off of MAGA. I mean, you do an excellent job doing it. I don't know how you do that. How you do it?
I don't know. It's a gift.
It sure is. It sure
Gift for
is.
gift,
It
Zeus.
is. It is. All right. And I love it. All right. The good Lord has blessed you with an amazing gift. All right. And
I'm
so
thankful for it.
thank you for
I'm
sharing it with
thankful.
all of us. Really.
You're so very welcome, sir.
All right. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's give it up for the beautiful Takesha. No lies detected. And it was the truth. All right. All right, ladies and gentlemen, now listen, that concludes this special broadcast. Sharon, thank you for the subscription. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I am now officially about to land this airplane. All right. But before I do, well, it actually is landed. I want to thank all of you for tuning in once again this bright and early. All right. You all deserve a round of applause. I also want to give a round of applause to all of the gifters. I should say thank you while the show's going on, but I'm sometimes so locked in that I just can't. But thank you seriously for the gifters and the subscribers, and to all of the panelists and the moderators. All right, you all do an excellent job keeping this show exciting, engaging, and entertaining. Thank you, Rick. But you know what we got to do? Let's give one more round of booze and shame. All right. We got to give it our final round of booze and shame because there are some Zeus haters out there. And not just Zeus haters, they're your haters, right? These are our critics, our detractors. These are folks who continue to dwell and peddle misinformation and disinformation on behalf of Vladimir Putin and the Kremlin. These are some evil people who continue to promote and spread hate and bigotry, all right, and all kinds of nasty stuff for their cult leader, Donald J. Trump. This is MAGA. These are the MAGA demons. These are the Trumpies, the maggots, whatever you want to call them. Let's give them what they deserve. Our final round of booze and shame. Get them out of here. Stop crying. Stop crying, Ray. Stop crying, Ryan. You are all seditionists, treasonous traitors, and you shall have your part in the proverbial, actually it's a real thing, the lake of fire. Take care, ladies and gentlemen, and stay safe out there in those TikTok streets. Don't do nothing I wouldn't do.
Most handsome in the kingdom.
And I really am the most handsome. All right, Omar, I'll see ya. Take care, ladies and gentlemen. Check out the eclipse, all right?
This is how I move when I'm walking like Zeus. This is how I sound when I'm talking like Zeus.
Nathan's mom, thank you. Carmen, thank you. Progressive. Jeffrey, thank you. Wanda, thank you. Heaven, thank you. Thank you so much. Later, Swerve. Hey, Rick, thank you. Jess, thank you. Woo. Great show, everyone. Valerie, you're so amazing. Thank you. Miss Estelle. Hey, Mystica. E. DJ Kitty Cat. Swervin', I saw ya. Colston. LaShawn, I love ya. Emma Johnson. All right, Marisol, thank you, Mickey Pete. I knew you were here. Joe, I see you. Joe Two Wolves. I am Nina. Let's go, let's go. Valerie, I love you. Wanda, I love you. Queen, please. Darby, yes, the gloves are off. All right, Goats Are Us. Greetings, Seti Sid. Dark Jazzy Jazzy. Hey. Keep up the great work, all of you, all of my fellow content creators out there. You know who you are. You know what you do. Keep getting the truth out there, all right? It's very important that we do that. Goats Are Us Farm, thank you. I've been waiting for this moment now. I gotta choose. If you play around with love, then you're guaranteed to lose. Lady Rima, Mount Negro, Reggie, are you still here, Reggie? Are you still here, Reggie? You know what we gotta do. Oh my God, we got 15 minutes ladies and gentlemen, into the eclipse is here.
Let loose with the truth.
Yeah, grab your goose. Well, at least over here. Reggie, my man. No one before me. I gotta give it to you. You've been actually hanging out with us for quite a while. This is a sad thing. Well, actually, I'm gonna look forward to watching this when you decide to actually vote blue. That's why they call me Zeus. All right, Emma. LeSean Moreo. Nice to see ya. All right. Ray Ray, there you are. I know you was here. Let's go. Mystica. Hello. Thunder in the sky. Here he goes.
I make my own rules. I'm a god. Call me Zeus.
I just want to buy 11,000.
Donate. Tinkerbell, love you. All right. That's when he broke the law. See, when you break the law and we get you recording doing it, it's a done deal. Trust me, I know. Reggie, let's hit him with the remix, Reggie. Where you at?
He's deranged. Jack Smith. 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 He's deranged. Jack Smith.
Hey!
Donald Trump is indicted and they take one charge and they turn it into 36 charges.
All right.
And he's a big Trump hater. Openly, he's a Trump hater. And his wife is even more of a Trump hater.
I am a Trump hater and I don't care. Yes, count me in, ladies and gentlemen. All right, I got to get up out of here. But you know what we got to do? Let's give him some Jack Smith before I get out of here.
Jack Smith. He's a Trump hater. His wife's a Trump hater. His family is a Trump hater. They all hate Trump. They hate him with a passion. They'll do anything they can for Trump. But he's a harasser and an abuser.
Oh! And he's a big Trump hater. Openly, he's a Trump hater. And his wife is even more of a Trump. Deranged Jack Smith. Jack Smith.
Get him, Jack!
He's a Trump hater. His wife's a Trump hater. His family is a Trump hater. They all hate Trump. They hate him with anything they can.
Get him, Jack! Woo! Hey, Jack Smith is something else, MAGA, and you know it! Did the FBI do that? How can they put this?
White charge, 36 charge. And he's a big Trump hater.
His family's a Trump hater. They all hate Trump.
Get over it!
And he's a big Trump hater.
All right, I can listen to that all day. I gotta go, ladies and gentlemen. Take care.